Hectic.
Oh, Chamam, OTT, over the top. That is what we're dealing with, all personalities. Come on, and sometimes even the parents can be a little over the top. Just because I got my young, chocolate bar up on the side there. So that's what we're trying to deal with. What does it mean? How do we deal with people who are OTT? How do we approach such a situation? I am joined by our expert, Mariaan, and I am joined by the audience all the way from AFTA. How you guys doing? Hey, what's up? All right, cool. Now, Mariaan, we are talking about OTT, but before we even get into it, I want to know from you guys, what does OTT mean? What does someone have to do, or what do they have to, exemplify to be OTT?
Attention seeker. I'd say an attention seeker is someone who's OTT. Definitely, right?
Yeah, someone that's extravagant, very out of the ordinary, just wants to have a spotlight all on them.
That is deep. Homie, do you have anything? You feel like Jay?
No, someone who's very hyperactive, likes to be spotted, and those kind of thing, yeah.
Okay, so I'm feeling that OTT is a lot to do with, if you're not chilled, homie, then you're clearly OTT. Just need to chill. No chill, yeah. Now, Mariaan, let's talk about OTT, over the top, personalities. Could this be, a lot of people are saying that it is attention seeking and so forth, but could there be maybe a misunderstanding? What is, being over the top for you?
Yeah, well, why, maybe is maybe an interesting factor as well. But as we've heard, it's exaggeration of a certain circumstance that might make other people feel uncomfortable. So it might seem a little bit more spotlight seeking, attention seeking. So I think that is, yeah.
All right, cool. Now, guys, notice. I just want to know personal experiences because I am here to Mkhaza only. That is it. Any personal experiences? Who do you know who has just been, over the top? What did they do for, to get into that uncomfortable zone of being over the top?
Okay, I have a friend, like whenever we go grocery shopping, she always has to sing a song out loud, and it's like, why though? What about me?
Oh my goodness, I can't deal with people who are like that, especially on grocery shopping. Anyone else in the store here?
We have a friend who likes showing a bit too much flesh when you go out.
Oh, that's the...
Yeah, so I think she is that attention seeker. Definitely OTT.
Okay, so we have a couple of instances here, but now I have a personal question, Some people are over the top, maybe singing, in the grocery when you just need to be silent, get your things done and get out. Some people are not here trying to cover. Could there be maybe a silver lining where someone is an OTT, but maybe it's just a case of you not being too confident about yourself and, might just be a personal issue with yourself and not that person being OTT?
Yeah, so you're saying that some people might feel intimidated with people that's over the top. Yes, I think there is a degree to some people feeling intimidated. I think it's for various reasons. For some people, they don't enjoy it as much being in the spotlight, so the situation being around an OTT personality might draw them into that spotlight and they're not comfortable with that. And sometimes, you get different personality types that likes observing and reflecting before they want to think on things before they react. So that might be uncomfortable for them to act too quickly, to have to make a decision so quickly. And yes, then there's the occasion of people not feeling so confident about themselves, and so they try to avoid those kind of situations. But yes, OTT usually wants to attract that, so it's also not a very conducive environment for anybody involved. So and for various reasons, those people with the OTT personality might have, it can be an upbringing thing, it can be
yes, of course, like a lot of people might say that, excuse me, as a child they might not have had, received all the attention from the parents, and now they grow older and they're not as chilled as the, other people, and they become OTT.
Yeah, well, definitely, when parents might have not given that person the affirmation they needed, so that they understand how to engage other people and not to seek attention, and that they don't have to expect attention the whole time to make them feel that they're worthy or that they're good enough. But that they're good enough just because who they are. So that might be an upbringing thing of parents, but I also think it can be a culture thing as well, where, we live in a social environment, it's, culture, and where we get so used to that likes and that thumbs up, It's almost like we get addicted to wanting more of that attention. So yeah, it's almost like it's, you know, drawing onto our psyche of wanting and craving that more and more and more. And I think for some people, it just, you know, they fall a little bit more into that than others, yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. That actually made me feel a little slightly insecure. Like now I'm just thinking my followers are up there and I'm just thinking, oh my God. Well, thank you so much guys for joining us. That was just our first half of the discussion of OTT. We will be coming back to a second half touching bases on young celebs and your opinions. Thank you so much, Mariaan, for joining us.
Hectic. Hectic.
But we are, of course, in the second part of the discussion, and that is OTT, over-the-top personalities. Before we even get into the discussion and what's going to happen in the second half, I just want to know from you here, Mariaan, you know, a lot of us have these cases that we know people that are OTT, and, you know, it's very uncomfortable for us to, you know, approach a situation. How can we approach someone who's being a little too OTT without being, you know, too offensive?
Okay. Well, it depends on the situation. It depends on the relationship that you have with the person. You know, sometimes it's not that deep or connected relationship. You just, you know, you don't have to be around the person. Yeah. And hopefully, you know, they will understand that, you know, it does make some people uncomfortable. But if, you know, if it's somebody that you on some occasions that you actually are befriended with, or even you have to spend time with them, or you know, in class with them, or etc. Then, you know, when you're in that situation, to be able to say, sure, I can see that, you know, that you really enjoy doing that, but, you know, for me, not so much. Okay. So, but you're free to do whatever you like, but I'm cool. I'm just gonna chill here. I don't want.
Okay, just a young low-key mention there.
Yeah,
I guess.
just lighten. Yeah, keep it light, because that usually and not too intense when you want, you know, not like, I want to tell you something. Not something like that, you know, just, you know, in a discussion, hey, you know, I can see that you're comfortable with that, but I'm not so much, but that's cool. You go do your thing. I'm happy here.
Thank you so much. Just you get it, guys. Just a young low-key. I think this is where we spurred with the shady vibe. No shady vibes, guys. Just a young low-key. Just hey, yeah. But of course, we are in the second part. And in the second part, we would like to start talking about local entertainers, personalities, and artists who are